Well, this is a newbie for me. Sorry about that, guys. I got a new program trying to work this all out. Let's see here. Here we are. We got Angelique. Well, we had Angelique. Where'd you go, girlfriend? Well, okay, guys. Well, Angelique was here. We just temporarily lost her. And thanks so very much for joining us today. I know it's been a difficult couple of days here with myself included. I had, I don't know if y'all, for those of y'all that were here, I had a recent loss in my family, recent death. And there she
Hi. Lawrence, you disappeared. It tells me I'm on stage. Hi everybody. I don't know if you can hear me, but I am Angelique and yo soy la cantante de Angelique and Sweet City Band. There we go. There he is.
Sorry about that. I
That's
was
okay.
I was in the midst. I was bouncing around, and I added you, but took me off at the same time. This is a new program that I'm working with here. It's not exactly the best time to be doing it, but I had a death in the family, and so I just been back, and so now I'm trying to get everything squared away. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a tough time for like a lot of people here recently. But anyway, thank you so very much for being here,
Yes.
Angelique. Man, I appreciate you. I'm one of your biggest fans because you've been we've got some history together, and I'm so happy that you're here. Um, tell us about what's going on. What's going on with you?
Well, I just first want to say thank you for welcoming to to your show. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here talking to you. And lots have been going on. We do have a history. We've been doing this for many, many years since 1992. I first hit my big debut in the industry back in 2001 and kind of took a little hiatus. And here I am again, doing it I would say full speed, full speed ahead, and just trying to release some new music, some good music, and staying relevant to what people want to hear.
Great music, as a matter of fact, and but that goes along with your band. You guys have been together for quite a while. You're very well gelled together. If you've never heard Angelique before, this is a show. I mean, it's a show. It's not just great music, but you get some great entertainment out of it. Um, that's one of the reasons I've been such a huge fan of your music. And how would you describe it? Because it's Tejano, kind of flavored with conjunto, or conjunto flavored with Tejano. That's the beauty of what it is that you do. You're unique, Angelique. That's what you are. It's
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing. And you got the Sweet City Band and unique Angelique going along with it. And I totally love it. But how would you describe your music, your sound?
I love that you said that because that is exactly what we're going for. We don't want to be put in a box, Lawrence. We don't want
Right.
to just have certain style of music and then like you put my CD on and that you're going to hear the same style. We have conjunto, we have tejano. I have a mariachi on my latest album.
Mhm.
We're kind of a little cumbia pop now too. I have my sons who joined the band and they're younger than us, and
Mhm.
let's face it, we got to get some young generation into our Tejano genre. And
Right.
that's what they like. And I like it too. I would not sing or record something I did not like. And I know you are a fan of us because you know exactly what it is that we display on stage because I do try to bring energy. I try to bring entertainment. I want to entertain people. I don't want to just stand up there and sing. Anybody can just stand up there and sing, but I like to feel connected with the fans and with the crowd. And there might be times we, might segue off our script. And what I mean is, you have a set of certain songs you want to play. but you read the crowd, and because we're able to play live music, we can change that. Or if I want to roll the song a little longer, or do it one more time, or make it unique. And like you're saying, Angelique is unique because of that. And I'm very proud to be able to say that we can do that, and honored. You're right. I have an amazing band. Just this weekend, we were at the West Texas Blowout and got lots of compliments on my band, and I love it because I've been saying that for a long time. It's not just me; it's Angelique and Sweet City Band, and I would not be no one without my band members. So thank you for recognizing that.
Oh, most definitely. And going back to what you were saying earlier, because of the fact that y'all are so well gelled together, y'all are not afraid to go off script and just like you said, just throw anything out there because I've heard you do rock, I've heard you do pop,
Yeah.
I've heard you do country. I mean, you're not afraid of anything. You've been you've you did take a hiatus, but you're back. You're back for the attack, and I
Mhm.
really, really appreciate the 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 class of music that you're putting out there because the quality of music. Um, you know, you had a taste of that male dominated Tejano back in the day,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
you were one of the beacons for females to, hey, she's doing it. You were doing it
Mhm.
very well, very, very well. You did take a
Mhm.
hiatus, but that's your own personal preference. I remember
Mhm.
talking with your
Mhm.
husband, and he's like, "Hey, we want to come back," and this and that, and you've not looked back, and that's what I'm really, really excited about. You keep going, you keep progressing. Your albums are all of them are very, very rich, and it's a great conglomerate of different kinds of music, which I really appreciate and I really I'm excited about. Now you have which one's your song? I since I'm using this program, I have the song, but I don't remember. It's the song that you're pushing right now.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm. I
Amor.
Yes, Amor Traicionero. Yes.
There you go. Well, I know it's Amor, but I don't have it listed. I have the video right here with me, and I was gonna play it here in a little bit. But what was the inspiration for that song? Where did that song come from?
Well, actually, that I don't know if you're a fan or aware of, Esteban Cerda from those guys. That
Oh
was
yes.
a song that they recorded originally on their album, and he wrote that song, and he's been playing with us for many, many years. We're from the same hometown, and we're family. And he said, I want to do this song, but I want to do it the Hano style, And we were like, well, let's go for it. So that's what we did. We recorded it, and in the middle of the production, he was listening to it and he said, let's add the Estrella saxophones right here because we've talked with Robert and Steve for many, many years about doing a song together, collaborating. And we were
Mm,
just waiting for the right song. And then that song came around and it just gelled perfectly. Like it's that straight up Tejano. I mean, there's no doubt, like when you hear that song, when it first starts with a little drum roll and the grito, you're about to hear a awesome Tejano song. And
yeah, it's a great
so
build up.
that's where that song, yes, and that's where that song came from, because there's a small movement about you know having some new Tejano, but and I want to do new Tejano, but I do still want to stick with that flavor. I do still want that Tejano flavor, and we were going for that '90s Tejano, and
Yeah.
we know in that '90s Tejano was kicking
Mhm.
heavy and
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, definitely. And me and Chapo, we've gone. Oh, well, Stefan, we've gone back.
Uh-huh.
Quite a while.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
great guy and a great musician. He's a great personality. Oh my gosh, he's like out
Uh-huh.
there
Uh-huh.
sometimes. Which I totally love. But that's
Yeah.
good. Now you did the Texas Blowout. What's next for Angelique and Sweet City Band?
Yeah, actually, we're going to be performing in San Angelo this weekend at the Lone Wolf Pub, so you'll catch me there if you're in that area. And then from there, let me think. I don't even know from the top of my head, to be honest.
I
July,
have.
we'll be in Snyder.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
I wrote it down, but I didn't. I'm trying to do all this other stuff, and then I didn't.
Uh-huh.
It's my fault. I should have. I know what
That's okay.
you've got a ton
That's
of it, but I
okay.
will tell you this: go to Angelique's website, or you can go to her Facebook. Got all the information there. I guarantee
Mm-hmm.
you, she's got a lot of. You're going to have a lot of opportunities to see this really awesome band. And let me tell you something. It's great that you stream the music. It's awesome that you do here on Q Radio. We are part of ASCAP and BMI, so obviously you get the
Mhm.
royalties. But if you really
Yes,
want,
thank you.
yeah, if you really want to support your artist, go to the shows, get the merch. And I
Mhm.
was gonna get my merch, but I'll get it this weekend because there goes she's gonna be here in San Angelo, Pacha, where I live.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yes. I hope to
yes,
see you there.
right.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yes, I will be here. And but no,
Okay.
that's really awesome, and uh, I saw some video. I wasn't able to go to the West Texas blowout. Well, because of what had happened, but it's really really awesome that you went out there and you blew it out of the water because you do. That's what you do. You always put on a great show. Now,
Mhm.
of this album here that you have, what were you reaching out for? I mean, Steven's a good. I think he's written a couple of songs for you,
Yes. Yes,
and
he has. What we were going for, Lawrence, is we were going for our style. Like you said, we're very diverse. We have
mhm,
older veterans in our band, and then we have younger generation. We have country fans. We have conjunto fans, and so we wanted to put an album out there that represented us in every just represents us. I love everything that's on that album. I love it. I like mariachi. I've always wanted to do mariachi EP, and maybe one of these days that'll still happen. But I wanted to show our versatility. I'm sorry, like you
mhm,
were saying, because it's a pleasure and an honor. Norteño bands, conjunto bands, pop bands, they can't play Tejano. They can't
right,
play conjunto or whatever, but Tejano bands, they can play pretty much anything they want to play. And I want to showcase that. I want to showcase that if you're in Tejano and once you learn Tejano, we're Texas, we're American, we're Texas, and we have all those influences. And
correct.
so that's what we were going for when we did the Sweet City Style album. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Actually, it reminds me of something that Rebecca Valadez says that
Uh-huh.
she had some musicians that she's worked with a long time, and they were wanting her to do a Christian album, and they were like, "Well, we'll get you a band and everything." She's like, "What's wrong with these guys? They can play everything," you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
because we have that influence of that's what makes Tejano music so great. Is we have all these wonderful influences, but don't sell yourself short, Angelique.
Right.
Your vocal acumen it's on. I mean, it's superb.
Oh.
You can hit every note up and down, and it's Sweet City, but it should be called Butter because you could just melt everybody with that beautiful voice of yours, and
Oh.
you push it, which is really awesome because you do the cumbias, and those are really. I
Mhm.
mean, it's hard to be really exponential with
Mhm.
a cumbia. I mean, unless you're Ricardo Castillon, which is
Right,
he's on a
right.
planet. He's on a
Yeah.
planet by himself. But also, you're able to sing these songs, these beautiful songs, and put your own little flavor on it and stuff. And what got you started singing? I've known you for a long time, but what was the thing that got you saying, I want to do this thing?
Hey, before I answer this, now do I need to share this on my Facebook or how are we
It's on my Facebook, but if you want to share it, you're welcome to it.
uh okay. No, that's
Because
okay.
it's
I don't know do you want me to try to do that real quick?
if we're live right now, so if you
Oh,
want
you're
to, you're
live? Okay, never mind. Never mind. Sorry.
you're fine. No,
ADD squirrel, squirrel. No.
right? It's like, I mean,
No,
sure.
what I was so you know what? I am not really to believe it or not, people don't believe it sometimes. I'm not really much of an outgoing person. Kind of introverted a little bit. So it's been tough for me to be an artist because when I was 14, I wanted to sing in a band because my big brother was in a band. And that was, like I said, it was in the 90s and Tejano was big, hot and heavy. And I was singing a Selena song, and Sammy heard me singing, and he's like, "Hey, I'm starting this group, a bunch of 14-year-old kids. We were thinking we'll just do this for a few months and have fun and be done with it."
Right,
Well, it turned out we had a lot of good feedback, and we just kept building up from then, and just here we are 20 something years later, probably like 27 years later, and we're still doing it. And we never really intended to make it a career. It was always more like, let's just do this for fun because we love music, and I love music because, like I'm saying, I'm not very outgoing, but there's something about music that lets me be free. I can be a different person when I'm singing, and I can sing my feelings instead of just say my feelings. Not
Right.
everybody can just, be out there like that and open. I'm not an open book. And music does that for me, and I think it does it for other people. A perfect example is the duet I did with Shelly, the Yo Te Extrañaré duet back in 2016. Her dad and my dad passed away that same year. But
Mhm.
and I didn't share much on Facebook. I'm kind of a private person, and I was hurting too. And Shelly was sharing it, and the more I saw her show, like, she was speaking to me because I was feeling everything that she was feeling, and I could relate to everything she was going through. And so when I heard this song, I felt like she helped me get past it. She didn't know it at the time, but she helped me
Right.
kind of, uh, you don't really get over loss. You just learn how to live with it. So
Yeah,
she
learn.
kind of helped me do that. Yes. And then so when I sing that song now, I feel like I have people cry all the time when we sing it. We sang it this past weekend, and it's kind of hard because you're all having a good time and you don't want to sing it because you don't want to bring people down. But sometimes people need to hear that because it's a reminder that tomorrow is never promised.
Right.
And as well as, even though everybody will experience loss in their life at one time or another, and you're going to have to learn how to deal with it. And if you have, this is not the end. I'm a spiritual person.
Mhm.
It's not the end. We're going to see them again. And you got to think, how would your mom or your dad or that loved one want you to live? Would they want you to be here crying and miserable and, sad the rest of your life? No, they would want you to be happy and live whatever day you have. So that's kind of what that song does for me. And so that's why I continue to add it to our show. And so that's why, I do music. I do music because it lets me speak to people where I can't talk the words. I can sing the words and the
Yeah,
feelings.
most definitely. And you do it with such passion too. I keep talking about your
Mhm.
vocal acumen because you really do. You've worked on your instrument. You have a great voice
Mhm.
to begin with. Excuse me. And you've only gotten better
Yeah.
throughout the years. And you pay attention to your notes, and you're always on time. You're well in the pocket a lot, which
Mhm.
I really appreciate. Some people, well, we have artists sometimes that, they don't realize that there's a place that you need to be. And
Mhm.
it's nowadays it's a lot easier to be a singer as opposed to when you started coming up, where it's like, hey, we don't have time for this, let's do this.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really, really, really good. Part of the thing that, in starting this station, initially I started it because of the military. My ex buddies, overseas and stuff, and I know what it's like to not have home close by. When I was overseas, my wife wrote me every day, but I never got the mail because I was, off being GI Joe. And I got a big old stack of letters when I got on the plane. I got this huge stack of letters, and it's an 18-hour flight coming overseas, and so I just read them all, in one day. But I know what it's like to
Wow.
have a good sense of home, and that was when I started it. But then I realized there's a niche that needs to be filled here, because a lot of artists don't get the uh, they don't get the exposure that they deserve,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
it's even you've experienced a little of that yourself.
Mhm.
Some
Mhm.
of your music, you've got some great music, and some of it hasn't been given enough time to cook in people's heads for them to appreciate it. And I feel that that's something that's not fair to the artist, regardless of who they are. And
Mhm.
for you, you see like this woman dominance in Tejano music, which is really awesome. I love it because it's just bringing a different flavor. Women have different feelings than men, you know.
Mhm.
They're able to interpret the music differently, which is definitely a plus. Because I'm a guy, how could I know what a woman is thinking? You know, when I
We have different experiences
definitely,
and
definitely,
expectations. Yeah.
definitely, it's like, you know, you're not gonna go to a bar and say, "Hey, girlfriend," or "Hey, dude," what brought you to this bar? Women don't do that. Guys do, but
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
a money in my
Right.
pocket, and stuff like that. So it's a different interpretation. I'm going a long way with this, but for you, you're seeing a lot of the young women that are coming in, and they're applying their wares and trying to do this Tejano thing. What's the lesson that you would like to share with them? Because your level of success, and but even still you have that. There's still push. If you
Mhm.
don't fit this
Mhm.
cookie cutter thing, there's still push. I'm not about the cookie cutter thing. I think, let's play it.
Yeah. And you're so right. There's so much beautiful, awesome music that is not being played, and not just from me, but from other artists. And if people, radio stations, would give them a chance, it might, would become a new hit, or maybe entice some new listeners. Listeners we've lost, because we have lost some
Mhm.
Tejano fans.
Yes.
I've talked to them personally, like, well, we don't listen to Tejano no more because it's the same stuff, and we want to hear new stuff.
Right.
And so, for a woman, a female wanting to be in this industry, the first thing they're going to have to do is they're going to have to realize they're going to have to put a lot of work into it. It takes work, it takes dedication, and it takes a lot of sacrifices. Um, you have to do a lot of things, a lot of promo things that will pull you away from your family on the weekends or even during the week. And those are the sacrifices I'm talking about, especially if you're a mother. It's not, I mean, you always want to take your children with you if you can. I did. And there was a few times that I couldn't, but we're family based, our whole group is family based. So I had the blessing to be able to do that. But you're going to get pulled away. And if you're not willing and ready to do that, you might need to reconsider your plan. I'm not saying give up, but it's going to take a lot of knocking on doors and convincing people that you deserve to be heard. And I hate to say it, it's sad. We shouldn't have to do that. We should be
Right.
able to record good music, play it, and they're going to be like, "Yep, that's good. Let's put it on rotation." Um, but you also got to make yourself memorable. You can't sound like everybody else. You can't try to look like other people. You've got to be unique. And with that being said, like you said, but sometimes we're expected to fit in a cookie cutter. And as soon as we take that away, then maybe people accept the different, there's plenty of room for all of us on the stage. I mean, with the internet now, it's endless. We're all
Right.
different and we're all unique. It's not about competition anymore. It's about you just being your best you. Um, so that's what I would say. Get good studio music, get good quality. Just because you record a song, one song, or maybe even an album, doesn't make you a star, or doesn't make you automatically should be played. No, it's going to take a little work. It's got to be good.
Mhm.
And like I said, you got to knock on those doors. You got to meet people. Have interviews, radio interviews, and things like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy.
And you should tell them that it's not hard to do an interview with me because I'm like a nice guy or something. Just
Yeah. Yes.
just kidding.
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
just no, just play. No, no, but I mean it's really good because going along that line, I play a lot of new artists because I like new music. I still have some of my classics on there. Actually, I have a good variety of catalog that's on the air, and
Mhm.
you know, uh, just within this year right now, I've already hit the threshold where I'm averaging out 110,000 listeners a month. And obviously they don't listen every day, but at least I have 110,000 pairs of ears throughout the entire
Yeah.
month that listen to it. That push me. What I mean by the threshold now, I have national advertisement on my radio station as well as locals, which is for an internet station. I think it's pretty good. It's successful.
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
it once again it harkens back to what you said earlier. There's people that have walked away because it's just the same old thing, but the new music is still very, very good, and that's where
Yeah.
I concentrate a lot of, a lot of my listeners. I don't I I do go through all the music, and those are basics because I know what I'm listening for. I'm listening for good
Mhm.
clean sound, good clean production, and that's what I need. Now, I'm
Mhm.
sometimes music just doesn't really ring well with me, but that's not up to me to say that it's not good. I just put it
Mhm.
on there, and if it becomes a hit, I mean, I can still air it. It's just that
Mhm.
where is it going to air, and then it'll slowly pick up if it's really something that I didn't understand. I hated that song. Chigaro, chigaro, chigaro. And that,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
drove me nuts, but it's a hit, so that taught me to not discriminate against music, just let it play, and we'll go with that. Now, other music, that's well put together, like y'all guys, it's on my hit list, and I make sure that people listen to it. And that's one of the things that
Nice.
we have to help each other in that arena, in that way.
Mhm. Mhm.
You're helping me as much as I'm helping you. And unlike
Mhm.
unlike terrestrial radio stations, they they're more cavalier with who they pick, what they play, but they don't realize terrestrial radio stations, they're they're government run because they're supposed to be giving out public information. But on an internet station, I don't have that requirement. I don't have to go with the emergency system. So I need artists to come to me so that way I can play their music. I need their music, and I see them
Mhm.
as a need. I see them as, that's how I see them, because we can work together and build a great community together. And what
Mhm.
that's what I'm always going for. But with your music, it's obviously a special little. I have a little kind of loving to you because of the fact that I know your husband, I know you, I know I've met your family, and but I'm not biased in the sense that I'm just going to play everything, because I still have a standard that I have to follow. But you know what? I've never
Mhm.
been upset with any of the songs that you've ever put out. I've loved them all, and
Aw.
it's great to hear you still putting great music out there and pushing forward. But let me ask you this: where can the community go to find out where you're at or book you for an event? Because
Mhm. Mhm.
even though you've had your success, you're still, hey, you still willing to do a wedding or a quinceañera just to get your,
Mhm.
especially
Mhm.
if it's in the transit to another gig, because I mean, to me, that's the ground roots. You have to put yourself in one of those little small places because it helps you kind of
Mhm.
ground you, and it's like another opportunity to get practice. It's to go out there and play, you know
Yeah.
because I've done I've done big huge halls, and you know gotten some great reaction, but I had better reaction with the smaller venues, the
Mhm.
50 people, the 100 people. Those are a lot of times are the most fun. But anyway, where can they go to get
Yeah.
you? Because I do believe that you're a great band, period. But to get that exclusive Angelique and the Sweet City Band at your wedding or your quinceañera, now you're
Mhm.
talking. Now you're talking, because fool, you ain't gonna rest. You better mija, take off the puta pumps and put on some chanclas, because it's gonna hurt your feet.
That's right. Well, you can, we have a website. It's very a professional website. It's angeliquemusic.com. And where a lot of people go wrong, Lawrence, is a lot of people try to spell my name with a G and they just kind of give up because they can never find me. So people need to remember, please, my name is with a J, Angelique with a J. angeliquemusic.com, and from there you're going to find all my booking information. You're going to find my merchandise website. If you're interested in any of my merchandise or my albums, my actual physical CDs, you can purchase it through there. You can find my links to all my social media, to my videos. There's my biography, a history about who we are. The other day, I had somebody say, send me an EPK, and I'm like, well, my website is my EPK. It has everything, and I
Mhm.
hate to just send them to my website, but it really is. If you
Right.
don't know, if you never heard of me and you want to know who I am, I definitely send you to my website. And it also has my events. I will admit, I'm going to be honest here. Sometimes we get behind on putting our events on the website, but we do our best. But we always try to keep my social media updated as far as where we're going to be at performing live and etc. So, like for example, we're going to be in St. Angelo this week, and so we're trying to push that. Another event that I want to talk about is that one that I'm looking forward to is the Diva Mania show in
Mhm.
September. I mean, I'm still quite a ways, but I'm super excited that Mr. Jim Luna, is putting. I don't know if you've heard of the Diva Mania
Yeah,
yet,
sure
but
have.
it's a bunch of female artists, and so I'm really excited. And looking forward to perform there. And it's funny because this past weekend at the blowout there was four female artists, and it was
Mhm.
Monica Saldivar, it was me, Stephanie Montiel, and Shelly, and then Los Palominos, Ramon Ayala. And it just was awesome because all four of us had a different style, and I felt like all of us kicked some butt out there. And those girls, I love them girls. They're talented, they're down to earth, and I just got to give kudos out to them. I had a pleasure, ladies, with y'all this weekend, and yeah, find me, like on my website, angeliquemusic.com. And yes, those smaller venues, it's more intimate, so you're able to kind of get a little up close and personal versus when it's really big because you're so far away from the crowd. So I'm feeling you there. I know what you mean. Sometimes when
Yeah.
it's too big, you can't like interact, and I love to interact with my crowd. Like I don't wear of course I have AirPods on here now, but I don't I used to wear ear monitors, and I couldn't because I couldn't hear the people. And so I was pulling them in and out and in and out because I want to hear what they're saying. I want to see what they're asking, because I'm there to do a job. I'm there to be entertain them and to make them feel better because maybe they had a rough week or a rough day, and I want them to have a great weekend, whether it be a Saturday, Sunday, or Friday. I want to set their weekend off great.
Yeah, most definitely. And you've done that. I've seen you. You know what? I have to touch on this, and this is a very true statement. You have a heart of gold. I've seen you do a
Aw.
lot of good stuff. I was there several years back when you did the Christmas thing in Sweetwater,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, and just like I even contacted you about Easter. I wasn't able to go, but you were out there.
Yeah.
You did a little Easter thing, and those are
Mhm.
those are great. Those are really awesome. And by the way, guys, if you're listening, and don't call it, you do something that's free because they only have certain free things that they can do. That's it.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Mhm.
you have a heart of gold. You go out there and you really help out, and to
Yeah.
get the show that y'all guys put on, the music that y'all guys give us, and to help is such an awesome thing. It's you should be commended. You guys should be commended for it because it's an awesome thing. And
Well, thank you.
my aunt, you know my aunt Diana, I know you're listening. She's in Robstown, I think. Big fan. So I
Hi,
told her, yeah.
Diana.
She was like, I'm listening to you. And I was like,
Aw, qué
that's
linda.
I was like, I'm talking to you, no, on the radio. I was like, oh, okay. But no, yeah, it's great to hear. I know you don't get that opportunity to actually interact with your fans. You do make it an opportunity to, or you make it a priority to sign autographs. I've seen you do it,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
it's sometimes it's a little set off. You don't see the fans that are coming up. I see them because they come to me. Who's next? And all this other stuff, and I see them getting excited and stuff. And but that's
Yeah.
that's 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 really cool that you have that pull. And I think a lot of newcomers, they can learn a lot on how you conduct yourself, and put on a good show, because there's more to just singing. In
Mhm.
this industry, there's, like you said, you got
Mhm.
to pay your dues, but your dues include a lot of different things. A lot of
Mhm.
shaking the hands and talking to people, meeting people, and then on top of that, making sure that your show is great. you know.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
you know, that's what I've always really loved about and appreciated about y'all guys. I remember a few years back at Fanfare, they asked you to just, hey, we need you to come up here to this stage. You weren't even prepared, but y'all were so professional. Y'all just jumped up there, and less than 5 minutes, we're ready to rock and roll, which is hard because it's not a trio that you bring along. You have a group of
No.
guys, and just
Yeah.
I was like, you're lugging your equipment across to the Santa Fe stage to get on, and
Yeah.
you just tore it up, and people didn't even know the beauty part of it. People didn't know that you weren't even going to perform. They just saw you get up there,
Mhm.
and they stood around and they were like, "This is it. We love it."
Yeah.
And that
Plug in your instruments and let's go. We're like,
just
"Okay,
rock
one,
and
2,
roll.
3."
Let's do this. Let's do this. And that's a good indication of how professional you guys are. Y'all can on a drop of a dime, you're ready to rock and roll, and
Mhm.
it's wonderful to see. And so let's go ahead and take a listen to your first the song that y'all are promoting right now. The Amor Traicionero. It's a good song. It's a really good song. I love your look in this because you went to the curly hair. I really
I
was
did,
I
yeah.
I was enamored with the black hair. I'll be honest with you. It was like, wow, look at her. Oh my gosh. I mean, you're already a beautiful woman. Don't get me wrong. You're already a beautiful woman. As a matter of fact, I think it was the first time I met you. I was like, oh my God, it's like looking at the surface of the sun. You're so shiny. It was beautiful.
Aw.
But yeah, you went with the curly hair. I was like, oh my gosh, look at her hair. I love it. So let's go ahead and take a listen to it, and then we'll see what comes, what comes of this song. Sorry. There we go.
Pon cuidado con lo que me dices, porque ando bien enamorada y dejaste mi corazón vacío y ya no aguanto más lo que tú me hiciste. Ese día que me dijiste tú que tenías a alguien más ocupando el lugar donde duermo y cobardemente me traicionaste. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué me haces esto? Ya mi corazón no aguanta lo que tú haces conmigo, amor traicionero, ¿por qué me pagas mal? Ese día que me dijiste tú que tenías a alguien más ocupando el lugar donde duermo y cobardemente me traicionaste. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué me haces esto? Ya mi corazón no aguanta lo que tú haces conmigo, amor traicionero, ¿por qué me pagas mal?
Oh yeah, Yeah, that was it. That was a good one right there, man. I love the horns. I was like, look at that. And then you know that that bridge or the progression that y'all have with the bajo and the bass, your the neon strings, bum 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 bum. I was like, oh, come on. You guys are hurting me, you know. I was already screaming back here, put on your cowboy hats, it's polka time. You know, it's like
Right, right.
it's
We're
great.
very proud of that song. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's a
Very proud of it.
is great. And you know, it's just that full on sound. It's the full on,
Mhm.
you know, nowadays a lot of music gets, you know, it gets compressed and pushed and there's no nuances.
Mhm.
It's all just noise all the way across. But this one you can hear the peaks and valleys of, you know, instruments coming in, instruments going out. And that's what gives it that flavor, that
Mhm.
LP, you know, just it's you know, it's when you're a kid, you love chocolate and you just throw it down. But when you're an adult, you want to taste every morsel,
Yeah.
take it, and that's what I love about it. You give us a lot to absorb here, you know, and so I
Mhm.
I really you know that's a great song, and it where did y'all film that?
We filmed that actually here in Sweetwater. It was at a warehouse, an older warehouse, and the guy is Mario Gomez, and we were telling him about it, and he's like, "Well, I have a perfect spot for you." And so yeah, it was a really good. We were trying to make it look um not pretty. Does that make
Right,
sense? Like we
grungy.
didn't want like a yeah, grungy. We didn't want a formal look. We wanted the bad boys, because Estrella were the bad boys, or what do they call the star boys, and
Yeah,
and so we were trying. If we would have had the right permits, we would have got the fire and everything, to go with that
right.
'90s look. But you have to have permits for that stuff. But yeah, so that's what we went with, just kind of the old school rock star. Had my leather jacket, of course. The guys wearing black, and very smoky, industrial looking. So yeah, it was here in
And
Sweetwater. We've
and
been
Chopper
trying to
with his
do all our
glasses.
albums. Chapel
Yeah,
with his glasses,
always
yeah,
has them on. Take them off, dude. I want to look at your eyeballs. No, just kidding.
because he thinks he's cool. He's not even
Right,
cool.
right. That's the one. I'm not saying it, but I know he lives here. So,
Oh my god, I'm just kidding, Chapel. I love you.
right. No, it's so anyway. I apologize. You were saying you like to keep it. You want to keep it there in Sweetwater and
Uh-huh. Or
your
West Texas. I
West
mean,
Texas.
yeah, not necessarily here, but we have a lot of good spots and a lot of good locations to do things like that. And like we did in Francia over there in San Angelo at the Art District, or
Hmm.
something like that. I think that's what it's called.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
just showcasing our area here in West Texas.
Yeah. Most definitely. And a little bit before we go on, the reason that I'm wearing some glasses right now, and I didn't want to be rude. I should have said this from the very beginning, but I have a condition because of the medication that I take. I'm slowly going blind, so my eyes sometimes
Oh.
they get bloodshot, and it looks like I was drinking all night, and I wasn't. But it doesn't. It's not. I don't like looking at it, so I was like, I'm gonna put some glasses on, and I didn't. And the first thing I thought
uh,
was, she's gonna think I'm trying to be Chapo because of the
no, no.
glasses. Because of the glasses. No, but that's great that you guys are out there, and for those people that are listening, if you have not heard Angelique, then you're welcome to go to the station and listen in. Just full disclosure that when you're listening to the station, there is going to be an add to cart button. It will take you to Apple Music where you can download the song, pay for the song, or download the entire album. I do
Mhm.
not make any money from the sale. This is true. However, I do get a discount on my licenses, which are ASCAP, BMI, ESAP, and all the other ones. You get royalties wherever they're listening, except for Russia and Africa. Those are the only two countries that I
Wow.
wasn't able to. But all
Uh-huh.
I've got seven licenses that I take care of. It was a priority for me because I've seen the artist side.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
I've been with artists. I've seen their side, and I know that it's only fair. It should be only fair that
Yeah.
way. You know,
You have a lot of people that are like, well, why don't you just make it for free, or give me a copy, or they want free, and it's not that we don't want to. It's not that at all. But this stuff costs us money.
Right.
and when it cost us money, if was a millionaire, I'd be like, sure, why not? But we also deserve and have earned that respect to, our songs are what, $1, something like that.
Right.
It's not expensive at all. And if you it's like you don't go to a restaurant and order a steak and say, "But I want you to sell it to me for $5 or give it to me for free." No,
Yeah.
like, you have values. We have values that we
Yeah. And
cherish.
it's also the where can you get this kind of entertainment for free? It just does not exist. You know, it should not exist, rather. Not that it doesn't exist, but it should not exist because who are you? Who music is wonderful. It's a part of your life, and I guarantee you if the song hits and you hear it 10 years down the road, it's going to remind you of where you're at. That's how powerful music is. So give it the value that it deserves as opposed to
Mhm.
treating it as anything. You're willing to pay $6 for a cup of coffee from Starbucks, you should
Yeah.
be willing to pay for a song that you love, especially one that you can dedicate to a family member, something that you equate to someone, your first dance together, your first kiss together, the first time together. That kind of thing too happens, but there's a song
Eating
for
hamburgers.
there you go. It was
Eating pizza.
just making sandwiches together. It's I'm just saying, But anyway, no,
Making
it's
mashed potatoes.
there you go. That's a good one. We'll just leave it at that one right there. Mashed potatoes. No, but it's very, very true. We should also, I think we have to have a re-education of Tejano fans to understand. My motto for the station is to promote, educate, and support Tejano music. And by the education part is this has value because you miss it. If it did
Mhm.
not matter to you, you would not miss it. You want
Mhm.
it because it has value. And the way to support is by purchasing the song, purchasing a lot of artists, they have their own merch commissioned.
Mhm.
The record company isn't paying for it. The artists are paying for it. And so that's why you should buy a CD or buy a shirt, buy a cap. I'm a cap person. you know
Yeah.
that's what I was telling Sonia de la Paz. I ain't buying nothing till you get the caps. And she got me she said, here's a cap. And so now I bought two. So
Oh,
I,
good, good.
well, I mean, put your money where your mouth is. So definitely I
You're
believe that,
right.
but
Yeah.
yes, it's very, very true that y'all guys put a lot of your soul not only into the music, but also, you know, you deserve to be recognized for that. And the easiest way to do that is to, first of all, listen to accredited radio stations. Uh, um,
Mhm.
I know, I do have my licenses and I know that I do get a kickback from the sale, but I don't make any money from the sale, just a discount on my licenses,
Mhm.
but it's still there.
Mhm.
It still counts. It's reported every
Mhm.
month, outside of me. I don't even have to do it anymore. It's just automatic, which is great,
Yeah.
but, the, for the artist, I just hope that people can really understand that, y'all guys are doing this out of the love that y'all have for the music. You know, yes, you can be successful, but a lot of successful artists, they still have to pay their dues. They still have to make,
Mhm.
they still have to do it. And nowadays, gone are the, gone the way of the dodo or the old, deals, back in the 90s where they would put, $100,000 into a music video or whatever, whatnot. That doesn't happen
Mhm.
anymore.
Mhm.
And nowadays that, it's the artist is paying for their own music video and stuff. And so, but
Yeah.
that's the that's the nature of the beast that we are in today. So everything that you see of these artists, that is them 100% every part of their life. They're giving of themselves, they're giving their money, they're trying to put out a product for you to appreciate. So we should in turn
Mhm.
appreciate it for what it is, and the great gift that we receive, because nothing's guaranteed.
That's
Nothing's
right.
guaranteed. And so
Preach. Preach.
I'm preaching. Can I have an amen? Because I know it's the Lord to help Joshua and the fight the battle of Jericho, help Daniel in the lion's den, help Gilligan get off the island. So sorry.
Hey, Lawrence, I've had Chapel texted me just now when you were
Mhm.
talking. He says he can't find an interview. So is it on your Facebook?
Yes, it's on my Facebook for sure. It's on YouTube as well, and it's also
Oh,
on
okay.
Mixcloud, and it's also on uh, on the radio station www.qvradio.live, not .com,
Dot live.
.live, or
Okay.
qvradio.com, qvoradio.fm. Sorry, not .com, .fm. So
Okay.
that's where he
They
can
were trying
find
to
it.
find it, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
on there. It's there. Hold on. Here, hold on.
Okay.
Look at that. How's that for paradox? That's
Where is
what's
that one? Is that?
that's on Facebook. Hold on. Let me see if I can focus this.
I wonder how come I can't find it. Which
It's
which is it your Lawrence under the Lawrence Indios
yeah.
Casares?
Mhm.
Huh.
Here, let me go back.
Sammy, let me see your phone real quick. Let me see
Go
it.
and watch. I'm gonna wait. See, now you can see my phone. Now you can see my phone.
Yeah?
That's me. I'm gonna wait one time, and then it takes about 3 seconds, and it'll come back.
Would it be because it says that you're live, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's me. It's on my page.
Huh. I don't, it's not on mine. Look,
It says
like if
live
that's
now.
you.
Yeah, it says live now.
And the last thing that's on there was the that right there.
Well, I don't know, Mia. It shows live right here. It's a
Maybe after we get
paradox.
off, it's a
No,
paradox.
it should be
Maybe.
live right now. Yeah, it's live on my phone. And let me log in.
Weird. Okay.
Now you're making me question it, but I see it on my phone. So, and I'm
I know,
I'm
and I saw
and I'm on. It's on my deal too. So here,
it's something over here in our area, West Texas area.
yeah, because I have it. As a matter of fact, here, hold on. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Uh,
Will it upload later if when
I
we're done?
I I will. It will be available on my YouTube channel, and then after
Okay.
that, I will have it on my Cubo TV Roku channel.
Okay. Cool. That way we can share it later for those that winded up
Yeah,
missing it today. Because I'm getting a few texts. They're like, we can't find it.
yeah.
I'm
It's
like,
it's
I don't know.
it's on here. Once again, I'm on my website right now. I mean, on my Facebook right now, and I can see it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can share it with you.
Okay.
Uh oh. Uh oh. Um.
You
Okay.
broke it?
No, I'm seeing myself on my Facebook, and I can. It's it's a what you call it. It's right. Hold on. Let me write this. See. Um. Should work. I'm writing a comment, and let me go back. And there it is. Hello from Facebook.
Oh,
See how it says the little Facebook on the in the corner there of the
yeah.
comment, because
Uh-huh.
it's from Facebook. So I don't know why it's not showing on yours, but it's definitely on my website or on my desktop and on my phone. So
Hmm. Okay. I was just gonna try to share it. I just wanted to share it to,
yo, no,
spread
you're
the
I
word.
completely
Spread the
understand. Yeah, yeah, I completely understand. Let me see if I
Okay.
can. Yeah.
But I can share it from YouTube later. Like you said, if it's gonna be uploaded there later, I'll
Yeah, it sure is.
do
And
it there.
I'm gonna see here. Copy this link. Okay. Now, once again, remember that I've just I'm just not doing this. I'm gonna create a banner real quick, and I'm gonna put it for those of you that are wanting to see it. See here. There's the website right there. That's the live video right there, the live video feed that I just copied from there. I'm gonna so ooh,
You're so tech.
I'm sorry.
You're
It's
so
just
techy.
yeah. Well, I do have a degree in computer science. So.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, I did an
It's a
interview.
smart. It's a smart.
I got a lot of smarticles. I've been educated. I got a ton of smarticles. So
Smarticles. I like that.
why not? Yeah. You know what? You were saying earlier about, people wanting Tejano music and everything else that's different, that's new. When I started posting the interviews on my YouTube channel, I was just doing them live on YouTube along with Facebook and stuff. And I have a video there, a documentary that I did on Ram Herrera. And all I did was load it up there and I sent Ram the link. All I did. I didn't do anything else.
Hmm.
And I've got over 26,000 views on that video in a month.
Wow.
And I was like,
Wow.
okay,
And
yeah,
1 month.
yeah. I was like, okay, that's cool. But now I've got like over, I don't know how many, I know I have over 100 subscribers that are just, they're just, you're right, they want to listen to this music, and
Hmm.
they're
Hmm.
logging in to see it. These are, when you subscribe to a YouTube channel, that means that you want to come back for the content, and that's what
Yeah.
I hope to give them, to deliver it in every aspect that I can. It's a little expensive to use the programs that I do in order to get that done, but I
Hmm.
think it's worth it because of the fact that we're still pushing out the product that's helping other people. And um, for me, I'm not paying myself for this, but you know what? I've been blessed, and so what kind of a person would I be if I didn't help, make this world a
You're
better place?
you get paid, but in just a different way. And
Right.
you were saying earlier about the things that we do, events that we help sponsor or do pro bono, I should say. But it's because you got to give back.
Right.
When you've been blessed, you pay it forward and you bless someone else. And the way we can do it is through our talent sometimes. And yes, we can't play every show or every a fundraiser for free. We just can't, because then we really would be sucked dry because it
Right.
actually cost us money to perform.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
it,
what you're doing. So you're
yeah.
going to be, paid in blessings somehow. If not now,
Yeah.
in the near future, you never know. In God's time. In God's
Well, yeah, I always say that I'm just some dude from Vancourt, Texas. I'm just nobody special, you know.
time.
And but it is true, and for people to better understand, the listeners to better understand, um, you would never pay somebody to work for somebody. You know,
Hmm.
if they say, "Hey, this job is open," you wouldn't say, "Well, I'm going to give you $100 to let me work for you." Nobody would do that. But that's what an artist
Yeah.
does when they give up their time, because
Yeah.
it costs them money to go, food, gas,
Hmm.
lodging if
Hmm.
they need it. It costs them to be there. It's not
Yeah.
something that's just, you know, they don't have jet planes, you know.
No,
They
no,
oh,
and
oh
unfortunately, the Hano's not. We're not rolling in the dough in the Hano.
right.
I don't think there's any of us, to be honest. I mean, I'm sure some of us are making a really good living, but none
Mhm,
of us are driving jets.
right.
Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
The only jet is in the song "Leaving on a Jet Plane." You're supposed
Yeah.
to say, "Oh my gosh, Lawrence, I didn't know you can sing. Come on." No, I
You
was
want to do some
auditioning.
background?
I
Yeah,
was
you want to do some
auditioning.
backup vocals?
Right. No. I'm too big. No. It's like people would pay me to get off the stage, That's
Oh Lord,
just like,
no.
I went to a strip club as, on amateur night. People were like, "Here, get off, get off." It's just like,
Yeah.
just sorry.
No. They're like, this isn't a comedy show, is it? Did you come to the
Right.
right club? No.
Right. What in the world? People would be like, "Boy, what in the hell's wrong with you? you, you better put that
What
thong
in the
back on."
world?
Yeah, right. Why are you wearing a thong, son? They just,
You're like, no, it's my
right,
dental floss. It's her.
right,
I know I
definitely.
am.
I'm I'm so sexy. it's, it's so
Estás
unfortunate.
loco.
I'm
Estás
just
loco.
I'm just way down deep in there. That's horrible. No, let's go
Crawl
ahead
back out.
and right. Yeah. No, it's like help me, please. So, real quick, San Angelo is where you're going to be this weekend, and
That's right.
you're gonna bring the whole troop, which is really awesome because you guys are awesome all the way around. And just to give you
Thank you.
another flavor, a little taste of the flavor that is Angelique and the Sweet City Band. Angelique with a J, not with a G. Here's another song
Hmm.
from her recent one of her releases. This is the one with Shelly Lattice, which I really like. And you got the black
Okay.
hair. You've got the
Yes.
black jet black hair. Which
Yeah.
is cool. So let's go ahead and take a listen. It goes like this.
Yo te extrañaré, tenlo por seguro. Fueron tantos bellos y malos momentos que vivimos juntos. Los detalles, las pequeñas cosas, lo que parecía no importante, son las que más invaden mi mente al recordarte. Ojalá pudiera devolver el tiempo para verte de nuevo, para darte un abrazo y nunca soltarte. Mas comprendo que llegó tu tiempo, que Dios te ha llamado para estar a su lado. Así Él lo quiso, pero yo nunca pensé que doliera tanto. Ya no llores por mí, yo estoy en un lugar lleno de luz, donde existe paz, donde no hay maldad, donde puedo descansar. No llores por mí, es tan bello aquí, con calma iré. Quiero que seas feliz, que te vaya bien, y cuando te toque partir, espero verte aquí. Yo te extrañaré, tenlo por seguro. Como pensar que la vida puede terminar en un segundo. La vida es polvo, puede esparcirse en un momento. Nada trajiste, nada te llevas, solo que había dentro. Ojalá pudiera devolver el tiempo para verte de nuevo, para darte un abrazo y nunca soltarte. Mas comprendo que llegó tu tiempo, que Dios te ha llamado para estar a su lado. Así Él lo quiso, pero yo nunca pensé que doliera tanto. Ya no llores por mí, yo estoy en un lugar lleno de luz, donde existe paz, donde no hay maldad, donde puedo descansar. No llores por mí, es tan bello aquí, con calma iré. Quiero que seas feliz, que te vaya bien, y cuando te toque partir, espero verte aquí. Yo te extrañaré.
Now that was a powerful song. So, and both of y'all are so beautiful, in this thing. And then to add to it, can you hear me? Hello? I can't hear you. There you are.
There, are you there? Okay,
Now I can
sorry.
hear you. No, no, you're fine. What I was saying was that, y'all, both of y'all looking so beautiful in there. And then another thing to add to it, that both of y'all are immense talents, but not every singer can sing in a duet. You know, that's why a
Mhm.
lot of singers don't do it. And so y'all guys, obviously Shelly being the vocal powerhouse that she is, and you on the other side as well. It's wonderful to see y'all guys come together and sing this beautiful song and be able to, to pull it off. Did y'all sing it in the studio together, or was it just separate?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. No, we did. It was there at Slack Monster Studio in San Antonio with Severo
Hmm.
Contreras, and I did my part first, and then she did her part, and then I winded up coming back later to do the harmonizing later because it wasn't originally in there at the end.
Right.
And then I came home and I was listening. I was like, I think it would sound pretty with some harmonies at the end. So I went back and did that, and then it was done. It didn't take much at all. I think I did it in two cuts.
Wow.
So yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. Just so you know, on my I have a show that's actually going to populate tomorrow. It's called the Tejano Spotlight, where I show music that needs to be heard more, because it's great music. It's just that,
Mhm.
some people haven't heard it. You need to hear it. And
Yeah.
the reason I bring that up is because my first introduction was 15 takes, and I say two sentences. And so, yes, it is hard. It is very, very
Ah,
hard for people to do that. So yes, I
yeah,
completely understand. When you do it in two takes, that's wow.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it's not easy. It's not easy. So that's something to commend you by, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, so going back to, you know, uh you guys playing, I mean, you've got the thing in September, um,
Mhm.
and as well that
June.
I'm trying to put something together here, for the children, the families of the victims in
Mhm.
Uvalde, and just you don't necessarily have to be political, but just what are your thoughts for the families and the victims and just the whole situation?
It's I couldn't put my makeup on this morning because I was crying, because I heard about it yesterday, but then it was one of those, it really didn't hit me till I started kind of getting the updates today. Um, no parent should have to bury their child.
Mhm.
Uh, and I'm trying to stay off of social media in regards to that because I try to stay away from things that are negative, like as far as the political part.
Right, right,
Um, and I'm seeing some things as far as, they're saying, instead of giving us your prayers and your hearts, give us, it's time to do something about it. And yes, prayers always do help, but I do agree with them. And it is time to do something, but what do you do?
right,
What's the answer? It, whatever answer we come up with, is it going to make things worse or even help at all? And I definitely believe in us having our rights. I do. Not, I feel like everybody does have the right to bear arms, but I also heard this morning, and I agree with this statement, is when the founders of the United States of America, when they said the right to bear arms, they had the mullet
yeah,
guns, the little,
right.
they didn't know that 100 years later we were going to have the type of guns that we have now. So
60 shots in 30 seconds, that's.
yes.
And I'll be honest with you. You say something that's very, very good, and once again, educate, support, and for me, the education part is that yes, we have the right to bear arms, and any legal action that they take right now, nobody's going to go into your home and take your guns.
Right.
That's not what gun control is. Gun control is creating a situation where people can't get guns. Now the
Right.
guy that shot up the store in New York City, he did not pass his mental exam to get into the police department, but yet he is okay to buy a gun.
Right. And that's where we're going wrong.
That's
That's where those dampers need to be placed.
right. And so, and it's unfortunate, we're not here to debate that, but that's
Yeah.
to me it's an obvious thing.
Mhm.
Maybe some
Mhm.
people get upset over that, and I apologize if you are upset at it, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to take it back. I'm not going to take it back because to me it's very obvious, it's very out there. If a person
Mm.
can't even get past a mental exam, yet they're able to buy a gun, and this kid bought it the first thing he did when he turned 18.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know,
And then not only bringing up that, but also bringing up, some more funding for mental health. I mean, obviously, both of
definitely.
these situations, there was a lack of mental health. I don't know if it was resources or maybe it wasn't reported. I don't really know what's going on, but it's super sad that per capita, the United States of America has the most gun violence in our schools. But it's because it's so much easier to get
Right.
guns in our country. So that speaks volumes for me. And I'm like you, I'm not trying to go political and I'm not taking
Mhm.
anything back because I'm just speaking facts. But um but something's got to happen.
Yeah,
Something we got to protect our children.
I'll give you another fact. As of yesterday in the United States, there's been 47 mass shootings, and they describe the Department of Weights and Measures describes a mass shooting of the death of more than 4 people, and we're the 25th of May. In
Mhm.
May, there's been that many mass shootings in the United States. They just don't get reported because it's more local news than it is national news. And this is a very
It's
true
not, yeah.
it's a very true fact.
And that's sad and it's scary, we want and wow, what do you do?
Yeah,
What do you do? It's time, but it's time, but that's not my job to do anything. It's the
right.
people that we have put into power to do something and to make good, educated decisions to
Yeah.
protect
You
the citizens
yeah,
and
you
children.
have the power to vote. So vote.
True. Right.
You have the power
Right.
to vote, so go out and vote if you don't like what it is that's going on. But it's not going to hurt to give our prayers to the families, to
Right.
the victims. It's unnecessary. It's real close to my heart. I have a 6-year-old granddaughter,
Mhm.
and so I couldn't even fathom. There's no way,
Mm-mm.
that's not
Mm-mm.
something that I could ever entertain in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But
Yeah.
these families, they're going through a horrific thing, and I'm more
Mhm.
sensitive, I guess, because of the fact that my cousin was murdered last week, last Tuesday, this past Tuesday. And so it's still weighing on my head, and she left three
Mhm.
behind 3 children, and it's a lot of tragedy happening in our world that is complacent.
It's Yeah, it's unnecessary death.
Mhm.
We all go home eventually, but all that is unnecessary.
Correct.
Murders and you stop to think, what can you do to stop it? If you can't stop it, what could you do to at least prevent such casualties or such losses? So um, yeah. So prayers to the families and the community of Uvalde. And nobody should have to be going through what you are, but may God wrap his arms around every single one of them and to give them the power of love. Because at this point, that's all we can do right now. Pray for them and send them love.
Definitely. Thank
And
you so
and
much.
and, you know, and like, fundraisers and things like that, too,
Yeah.
because they are gonna have some medical necessities, or maybe even mental health necessities. They're gonna need some counseling, some, things like that. So, yeah, whatever you
No,
can do.
yeah, and you also have to understand, there were children that had brothers and sisters, that were
Mhm,
victims here. So this is it's all encompassing, it's all infecting. I was talking to them earlier, and I know that I think he said there it's a couple of thousand. I mean, a few thousand. I think he said 14. I could be wrong. Thousand people living there. That's a really small community. So if you
Mhm.
look at it in a grand perspective, in Buffalo, New York, that's a big city. 300,000
Mhm.
people. You
Mhm.
know, but in a smaller town, that's more of the town that's gone. That's a hit. Obviously, with children, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't demean the fact that, or not demean, but rather ignore the fact that there were children that were lost. A life lost, it's a life lost regardless. But
Right.
uh you know at least be sensitive enough to say prayers for the children and for their families that are by themselves. At the very least, take that time, because we don't know. We don't know
Amen. Yeah.
where we're going to be. And my struggle, 3 years ago, I had 6 months to live. I was on my transplant list, and they were saying that it was urgent, because of the fact that um, when you're on a transplanted list, it's good because you're waiting on a transplant. But when you're waiting on a
Mhm.
transplant, you're just getting worse. And there comes a
Mhm.
point where you're too far gone to survive the surgery. So then they just omit you, which
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
it's 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 a very real thing. And I guess that's why I'm more sensitive to it than most. But thank you so very much for those encouraging words. For those people, I hope you guys were listening, and that we really do send our thoughts and prayers to the families. We really do.
Amen.
And we're not trying to be
Yes.
political. That's our main
No.
concern. Our main concern is the families, and hopefully they can move on. With that being
Mhm.
said, let's go ahead and switch it up just a little bit, because that's a little heady. And I'm sorry. I apologize if I turned it into something that you didn't want to be part of, but I felt that I needed to say
No.
that.
We each got to do our part,
Yes.
and that's it happened, and not talking about it doesn't help. You
Right.
got to talk about it.
Yeah. And that's the wonderful thing, that we can talk about it in the right context. It doesn't have to
Yes.
be an argument. It doesn't have to be what it can be is just what it is. It's the truth. And that's very,
Mhm.
very true. Now, switching gears real quick, the merch that you have on your website, you got some t-shirts.
Mhm. Mhm.
Is there
Caps.
cap?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like caps. We already
Yes.
established that. Yeah.
Yes.
And then what else do you have on there?
I can't remember do we still have lanyards? CDs. I'm
CDs. Yeah,
looking at my
yeah,
merchandise guy here.
yeah.
Yeah, we have a few. We have koozies, T-shirts, caps, CDs. We used to have these lanyards. I'm not sure if they're still there. And some posters. So
Mhm.
the typical, just kind of what you would find at our show. Um, we actually are in the process of re doing some another order to go with our look for this year, as well as our album, our LP. So just kind of always be on the lookout and see what we have there. We sometimes we have different colors, might not always be that same color, but it's the same style. We try to
Right.
change it up. We have ADD, so we
Right.
try to we try to change the colors so we don't get tired of the same colors.
What was the Sweet City style? I love the album. It's
Uh-huh.
very retro. Was that
Yes,
something that were going, because of
it
the
is.
music that you have is kind of a, it's not a throwback. That's it. That's
Yeah.
incorrect. It's not correct to say it's a throwback, but it's influenced by the 90s. It's got that 90s
Uh-huh.
flavor, but it's very much modern. There's a lot of
Yeah.
modern progression, lots of good bridges, and it's just really well constructed music, because
Mhm. Mhm.
we know back in the day there was still cookie cutter music that was coming out,
Yeah.
that sounds
Yeah.
like this song, that sounds like this song, that sounds like this one, but they were all
Uh-huh.
like different bands and stuff. But that was the nature of the biz back then. But
Yeah.
yeah, that I love the new one is the Sweet City style.
Sweet City
You,
style. Yeah, that's our
sweet,
look. That's our theme we're going for this year. We try to
mhm,
change it up every year. And so that's, kind of what we feel that we connected with. And so we're running with
mhm. And
it.
it's a great album. Got some great music that's on it, um, and you have Myra, who is your promoter, and she's a
Yes.
wonderful person. Totally, she's like, I was like, hey, by the way, do you have this person's music? And she's like, I got you, girl. I got you. And so she's pretty awesome, and
I
you know,
love Myra. Yes. Shout out to Cielo Entertainment.
yeah, very much so. And but yeah, as far as we're fixing to finish up the show. What I usually do at every show, I always give the artist their
Ah,
uh-oh, where'd you go?
where did you go? Hold on, hold
Uh,
on. There we go. Oh, sorry about that.
no, no, you're fine. So I usually give the artist the last of the show to go ahead and say their thanks, or you know, tell people where they can buy their merch, or anything that you want to go ahead and say. It's completely up to you. You and you alone. So let me go ahead and
Okay.
get out of here.
Am I still on? Can you hear me? Okay. Well, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in today from Angelique and Sweet City Band. If you would please find me on my social media, follow me, share my music, share who we are. Um, Look me up on my website, angeliquemusic.com. Request my music on Cubo Radio and any station that you like, that you listen to. And come to all our events. We really need your support when we're live, not only us but all bands. If there's a live event going on in your area, it would be really awesome to have a full crowd and everybody out there dancing and having a good time, because remember, you never know, tomorrow's never promised. So thank you once again from Angelique and Sweet City Band. Make sure you download my new album, I'm sorry, LP, Sweet City Style. It does have a retro look to it. And let me know what you think. Hit me up, send me a DM. Let me know what's your favorite song and maybe one that you connected with. But thank you so much to Lawrence and to Cuba Radio. And God bless you. I don't see him anymore here. I don't know what happened. There you are. Okay. I didn't know if you were still there.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I was just
Okay.
letting you have your thing, girlfriend. You know, because
Okay. Okay.
I believe that you should be allowed to without interruption and without any influence, just to share your message and thank the people that have helped you along the way, and thank your band and stuff like that. And you
Absolutely.
know, uh,
Yes. Yes.
that's that's definitely a thing. Hit her up. I'm guarantee you're gonna love the album. I guarantee it. I don't guarantee a lot of things. This I know for a fact you will like it, because it is badass. If you are in the San Angelo area, Tom Green County, she will be here for Memorial Day at the Lone Wolf Pub. And
hmm
you start at what, like 10 o'clock, I think, or what time do you
I
start?
believe so.
Yeah.
10 o'clock showtime? Nine
Well,
thirty. 9:30.
9:30, yeah, and it's a
Yeah.
great show. Let me tell you, I've seen them live. I bet you a shiny new Buffalo nickel you're going to enjoy the show. And so
Yes.
be sure you go on out there. Hopefully, I'll get to see you. I'm going to be coming back from San Antonio, so hopefully, I'll get to go out there and check y'all out. Maybe take some pictures,
Yes. And I'll
get
tell
some
you
video.
what, anybody that's listening, if you come to the merchandise and you said you heard of this event on Cuvo Radio, then we will give you something free, maybe a free koozie or something at the merchandise. So just
There
say,
you
I
go.
heard it
There
on
you
Cuvo.
go. There you go. If anything, just go to the show and then just get a T-shirt. Get
And
go ahead
that
and
too.
get something. Help support her, and
It does
it's
help.
it's it's a it's a great show. I guarantee you, and it's not that expensive nowadays. If you can, you know, McDonald's is $15 for a meal. Come on now,
I know.
it's
I
just
know. You
yeah.
won't miss $15 in your pocket.
No, you won't. And it's so much fun. It's great to see you on
hmm
stage. You get to enjoy yourself with your family. It's the Memorial Day weekend. You got a day
hmm
off, an extra day off,
hmm
so you can get crazy. You know what they say, what happens in San Angelo. It happens in San
Goes on
Angelo.
Facebook.
Yeah, it goes on Facebook. Mira loca. I told her, mira, look it. Who she thinks
Look
she
it.
is. I saw her with all her eyeshadow, like her eyelashes going all
Uh-huh.
the way over here. It's just
Uh-huh.
I'm always making fun of things like that,
Uh,
But
no,
anyway,
I
thank you
like
so
it.
very yeah, thank you so very much for being here. I really do appreciate
Mhm.
it. I'm sorry that it's kind of a downtrodden kind of thing. I think it's obviously the state of the day that we are on. I would
Yeah.
love for you to come back on a different days. Maybe the situations are
Sure.
different that time, so that way we can come in and celebrate. I do know I don't fault anyone for wanting to spend more time with their family on today, especially after what has happened. But I would love to give
Mhm.
you another opportunity to come back on and share some more. Once again, remember you can hear it on Cuvo Radio and you can buy the music there. It's a lot easier to do, but that doesn't prevent you from buying it anywhere else. You know,
Absolutely.
just go ahead and get it, or, request it, listen to it, stream it, share it with your friends. This is the new music that you were listening or you were wanting. This is the new music that is is going to reach you and hit you in a good spot, and you're going to enjoy every bit of it. I guarantee it. So thank you so very much, Angelique. Say hi to your family and everybody else. Hi to the
Sure will.
guys, and hi to Chapo, El Chapo.
Chapo Leak. I call him Chapo Leak.
Chapo Link. Yeah.
Yeah.
I talk to him all the time. Well, I don't talk to him all the time, but I do talk to him. But he's
Yeah.
just a wonderful guy. Wonderful,
He is.
wonderful, wonderful guy.
He is.
Thank you so very much for your time. I appreciate you.
All right.
I'm
Thank
Indio. This
you.
is Cuval Radio, guys. We're going to leave you with this song here from Angelique. Thank you so very much for listening in. Don't forget, this weekend we have Miguel Hernandez, who's going to be on Saturday. Angelique, thank you so very much. We enjoy it. Sweet City Style is the name of the album. Go out and get it. We'll see y'all later. And oh, I forgot to put the music.
Dios, estoy de rodillas. Escucha mis rezos. Perdóname, por favor. Dios, mira mis lágrimas. Llena mi alma y enséñame tu valor. Tú, solo tú, puedes abrir nuestros ojos, solo tú. Llegará el día en que vendrá su presencia. Recuerda, Él te perdonará todas tus mentiras. Amén. Dios, cuida a mis hermanos, ayúdales, por favor, enséñales amor. Dios, dale paz al mundo y quita los odios para amarnos todos. Tú, solo tú, puedes abrir nuestros ojos, solo tú.